This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this?
This is a sham.
No. Y'all, just stop.
Get real.
Welcome to DBL. Good to see everyone, including Ron Burgundy's on the panel. Ladies and gentlemen.
Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous.
Who knew you'd make it all the way here from Santiago? Good to see you, sir. All right, welcome to DBL. Christmas is just 10 days away. Woo. Are y'all ready? Because that scared me. Tomorrow is the cutoff for the first-class mail to arrive on time for the big day, all right? Today is the deadline for shipping via FedEx ground, so make sure you know that's today. These deadlines are basically the same for Kwanzaa, and if you want to ship something in time for Hanukkah, sorry, folks, that ship has sailed. Sharon laughed. Tonight is the final night. So how are you all feeling about your holiday shopping? Is anyone done? Oh, God.
I know, it's sad. But I've got people coming from overseas, so I've got to be ready.
Okay.
So you're done.
I'm done. They're wrapped. They're ready. They're hidden.
Oh, God.
I don't want my family to see. Richer was like, that's my fiance. He was like, put them all out under the tree. I was like, no. I want to do like a Santa reveal.
But I thought the thing was you put the boxes out and then the anticipation grows over like the 7 days.
That's what I thought too.
But
you want
you're
them
hiding
hidden
them
in a closet.
Yeah, no, they're in a closet, hidden.
Oh, well. Anyone else, or is anyone feeling stressed?
I feel like Erica did this 2 years ago.
I did not. Erica's been busy.
Yes.
So, no, I don't. I really, the past couple years, it's been just experiences.
Good.
So it's like, all right, this is intentional. Like, time is also a resource. So let's get together for dinner. Let's go on a trip. Let's do something that doesn't require us going out to buy things. And a lot of times there are things that you don't necessarily need. So I've enjoyed having dinners with friends and spending time together because I really kind of feel like that's what it's all about anyway.
Right.
So I've told people, like, don't get me anything.
This is a boundary.
Yeah.
I like that. I think that's clever.
For 2024, I want stuff.
He's all, give me the things. Mr. Burgundy, how do you feel?
It's weird. My kids, the way that they kind of want and ask for things is over the course of the year, and it doesn't time up with Christmas. I think because this is a different generation that like if you saw a toy in May, you put that in your parents' head, I want that in 6 months.
That's a great point.
I think now they're just like, can you get me that?
And you get it on Amazon.
And then you get another text.
Right.
Did you get it? Can you send me the screenshot that you got it? So, you know, it'll just be like whatever they want, whenever they want.
What about you, Tori?
Yeah.
I'm fine with Hanukkah, but now I got to go to Christmas. See, I have to do Christmas. I have to do both. So
I was interested about the Hanukkah gifts.
Yeah.
You say because it's 8 days.
It's 8 days. So we get what we call sometimes schmata gifts, which are like pair of warm fuzzy socks, right? Or a bottle opener shaped like a dachshund. You know what I mean? Like dumb stuff, but it's not.
Tori, what were you saying about the prunes as well? Because I'd never heard of that before.
Which one?
You were saying about prunes this morning.
Oh, what would I say about prunes?
Oh, did I read this somewhere? Did I completely make this up?
Oh, that
that
was
was
Erica?
Do you guys get
No,
prunes?
I read something about prunes keep away the spirits.
Oh, brooms. That's so cute.
Completely misunderstood. You give out prunes?
Jews, yeah, that's funny. Jewish people, when you buy a new home, you give out brooms.
Oh,
because it sweeps the spirits away.
That right there is how rumors get started.
Yeah, they like
you know what Jewish people do with prunes, right?
I was like, I'm sure Tori's giving out prunes left, right, and centre.
What a terrible gift. Happy Hanukkah. Prunes. All right. Are you bad at picking out gifts? That was cute, Steph. For friends and family during the holidays. Well, how would you feel about turning to artificial intelligence to help out? Stores like Shopify have AI-powered chat bots to now help you find the perfect blouse for your daughter in your price range. It can also help with any other type of present that you might need. Other companies like Instacart, Mercari, is that how I'm saying it? Mercari, and also other similar services. Others are just turning to actual chat GPT to help you with ideas. So what do you all think of this? Would you trust AI to do your holiday shopping? We get Rent the Runway a lot of outfits for this, a lot of the female hosts, and they now have chat GPT on the search, so I can be like, I'm a busty V-neck. I'd like a TV anchor who'd like a V-neck that's appropriate for work, and it'll show up all of the right stuff now.
Okay.
Where is that? You're going to have to show me on the app because I
will. It's got a little search with little sparkles around it, and you can put whatever you, or I'm going on a date, but I'm nervous about my midsection and I want to be warm. And it'll show up. Isn't that incredible? So what do you guys think?
And then you realize you accidentally text that to your date. You're like, oh no.
That's and I want to be warm. All right, let's find out what ChatGPT, because we did a little thing here. We did it for each of the hosts. We had ChatGPT. We put some prompts in, our producers. We don't know what the gifts are. Here's what the ChatGPT printed out for us. So, Steph, you're going to go first.
Okay.
Is that right? Here we go.
Let's have a look.
It's on your
It's
card.
on your card. Here we go.
That was like I thought it was coming up on the screen.
Here we go.
So it said high-end wedding planning book or an organizer.
Oh.
And then a customized cat portrait or cat.
Those are too good.
Pet-themed jewelry. But their prompts were bride-to-be, bougie, British with a cat.
Yeah.
That's so good, you guys.
Would you want those gifts?
I definitely, you know what, if someone got me a customized cat, I actually bought that for Roche, which is really embarrassing a few years ago. Got him a picture of him holding the cat.
There you go.
And he loved it.
So it's pretty
yeah.
right on.
Fabulous. I don't know about the pet themed jewelry though. But
There you go. Yeah, right. All right, Erica, let's turn your card over. Ladies and gentlemen.
All right. The prompts were married without kids, from Chicago, natural hair, loves Bravo TV, and podcaster. So Bravo TV show inspired merchandise.
Cute.
Professional podcasting equipment or accessories.
Okay.
I think that's pretty spot on.
Yeah.
I've been doing a gift guide on all of my socials and my YouTube and podcast on Bravo.
What are their names?
I did a gift guide.
No, on your YouTube, what's the name?
Come Back with Erica
Oh,
Cobb.
okay. All right.
Thank you. Yeah, so the past week and the next week, it's all going to be gift guides from Bravo celebrities.
Fantastic.
So that makes a lot of
So
sense.
that was right on. I mean,
Yeah,
that
and
was
I
pretty
always,
niche.
I love some podcasting equipment.
There you go.
All right.
Good microphone.
I'll-
Ron Burgundy, what'd you get?
I'll get
Otherwise
to mine
Al
quickly.
Jackson?
My prompts are stand-up comedy. I just read what I'm supposed to get.
that's what I did.
My prompts are African-American male, 45, I'm 46, father of 3, stand-up comic, likes home improvement and sober. So I got stand-up comedy workshop or classes. That's kind of that's a rough one. Somebody's like, I get you some classes. You can do better next year.
Good luck.
You could stink less.
And a thoughtful book on sobriety or a journal for reflection. Yes, next to a river.
I could see you in this outfit.
Yes.
Writing with a quill.
Yes.
I know your story.
That's cute. So my prompt are married without kids, loves dogs, has a sick mom, loves lights. I do. And cross-stitching. All right, here we go. A customized cross-stitch kit with a sentimental pattern.
Oh, I like that.
Or decorative lights for my home. Those are my 2 favorite gifts I could possibly
but
get.
then Brooks, your husband, said that you're not allowed to have
He said
any
no
more
more.
lights.
Yes.
He said no more.
There's a lot of lights.
You said no more.
I have a lot of lights. We're bonded in that way.
Something happened.
Yeah.
Too much. Coming up on DBL. Not allowed. Great job, you guys. Great job on our producer's job and
it.
ChatGPT. California law now requires gender-neutral toy sections at stores. Is this going too far? And our favorite holistic plastic surgeon, Dr. Yoon, is giving his take on some recent beauty trends, from ice rollers to nose tape, because that looks normal.
The year of May.
Okay, so
describe you
come here for a
as best
second.
I could.
love it.
So get this, I'm trying to get hair extensions from a company, and I wanted to collaborate and exchange my time and influence with them for free hair extensions, just to see. How do you write an email saying that? I don't know. So I went to ChatGPT. I said, I'm on Daily Blast Live, whatever, I'd like an email to just, it was 1 sentence, to collaborate and get free hair extensions. It came up with the most beautiful letter, with like what I would do with Instagram, how would I do with Daily Blast Live.
I did that too with Taft shoes. Actually, I think I'm wearing a pair.
Did you get it?
I haven't sent it yet.
I haven't sent mine either.
I feel like we're two weirdos.
We're
that
two
are like,
weirdos.
I don't know. I don't want to.
Is it bad to send?
I think anything that's going to pull me out of my weird cave, I'm against it. So I gotta work on that.
I know
need
what you
like
mean.
a business manager. I have somebody to do my finances.
I need a
but
business
I need
manager
somebody to like
too.
do my stuff. I don't want to do that.
Okay, hold on. Hey guys, lean in. We need some help.
Could we get a business manager out there? We have a lot of ideas and a lot of Christmas lights.
Even if you've never businessed or managed.
We could try it. Let's just jump.
We're gonna do it.
Yeah.
We could manage each other's career. That'd be fun.
Oh God, can you imagine? I also wanted a DBL where I took your opinions for the day and you took my opinions for the day.
I'd be down with that.
Just to see, or
Blind leading the blind.
yeah, that's not great. Ira, why are you laughing so hard? Also, tonight is our Christmas party, our holiday party for the DBL, and it's gonna be fun. But everyone's getting real dressed up. What are you wearing?
My outfit didn't come in.
Mine didn't either.
Okay.
My outfit. I'm wearing this Professor Umbridge from Harry Potter.
Please don't.
What am I wearing? Ira, what are you wearing?
Something dazzling.
No.
So none of us know.
So no one. Does anyone have an outfit for tonight?
Yeah.
Sorry. Can you make the comments work?
Welcome back to DBL. How many of you remember going toy shopping as a kid? Oh, the best.
It was the best.
It was the best. Typically, toy sections at stores have been very clearly sorted by gender, with boys getting aisles full of trucks, cars, action figures. Meantime, girls' sections are covered in pink with dolls and stuffed animals. Well, a new law in California is now requiring large stores to have gender-neutral toy sections. And if stores refuse, they could face $500 fines. I want to know what the panel thinks, and I want to know what you think, so please write in on the YouTube chat. Is it fair, or is this wokeism gone too far? Al, I want to hear your opinion on this.
I mean, I think it's incredibly overreaching and unnecessary. I always say with anything, like let's say a big box store decided to stop carrying African-American women's hair care products. I would hear that and be like, great. You just made 5 new millionaires because a new store will open up that sells those products. If there is an audience for it, people will track them down. And the reason that big box stores are successful and are chains is because they recognize what's trending and then they put it in their stores. So I think this is an unnecessary step because when the consumer tells you what it wants, they acquiesce.
I appreciate what you're saying, and I agree to a certain extent. But the issue is when you are not serving a particular group of people, then it's not as convenient for them. So like the example that you gave, like if great, there's 5 new millionaires or billionaires out there, but is it convenient to me? Is it convenient to the location that I shop? Now, I've never thought about this before. I also don't have children, but occasionally I do need to buy kids' toys and gifts and stuff. And to me, I just want it to be convenient. So if I walk in and it's like, this is gender neutral from 0 to 5, great.
Right.
Can you give me a 3-year-old? Like,
Right.
I just want it to be as easy to go in and get what I need and come out. I don't have an issue with this.
So you're okay with this? You're okay. And just so you know, Steph, the bill's author, Congressman Evan Lowe, told the Associated Press, we need to stop stigmatizing what's acceptable for certain genders and just let kids be kids. I would assume some people are like, let the parents be parents. They can pick out the toys. They think this is overreach.
I think for the parents, obviously living with the children, it would be much easier for them because they're aware every day of what their child wants or desires are. Whereas, exactly like Erica said, maybe you're a friend, maybe you're an auntie, maybe you're a grandparent, and trust me, as someone that has got a young nephew and soon niece, I need all the help I can get.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's cool or not cool, and I'm always having to ask. It would be so awesome to have it very clearly displayed, and I think it helps so many people, and then there's no confusion.
So what
about you, Tor?
I don't know. I think this is a bit much. I think this dilutes the idea of what gender neutral plans are for the future and hopes and dreams. I think this makes it a little bit of a mockery. I don't think you need, who's going to come in and enforce it? Like the store police and be like, I don't see enough grays in here. It just feels like, let the parents figure it out, let the friends figure it out. Too much government overreach on wokeism is going to turn people the other way, and I worry about people not wanting that.
Maybe it'll help people it be more normalized for people that do find it so overwhelming that they'll get used to seeing it in an everyday environment.
You're
when they're shopping,
absolutely
and
right.
It could bring more awareness, you know.
Yeah.
It makes it less stigmatized for people that
I agree,
don't
but
understand.
maybe let the box stores do that and not enforce a law that's going to give a fine. To me, that feels like overreach.
I would argue that it is much less stigmatized than it ever was. My girl works for the Rockies, and she said that she was talking to a young woman that works for them now that started working there because they have programs and initiatives for young women that are into stats, that are into contracts, all that kind of behind. And she was like, when I had that when I was younger, I would have leapt at that. She's into numbers.
Sure.
So a lot of these programs that we are implementing are working. And is everything perfect? No, but I do say let's give ourselves some props. We've come a long way. The WNBA is a real thing now.
I agree. I just don't think you need to enforce it with fines. I just don't. I think you could do it on your own. Coming up on DBL, does using red light on your face provide any benefits at all? Dr. Yoon is going to weigh in next. I definitely bought that mask.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
not sure.
we
It's
have
really
that.
expensive.
It's a deal glass mask.
Oh my God.
Welcome back to DBL. With the holidays quickly approaching, a lot of you might be trying to freshen up your look, but some of those trends might be doing some more harm than good. So luckily, we chatted with Dr. Yoon earlier, who helped us figure out which ones are worth our time and money and which ones are sus. Check it out. Welcome back to the show, Dr. Tony Yoon.
Thank you.
What's up, Doc?
Welcome back. So, one of the hottest skincare trends right now is microcurrent sculpting tools.
Ooh, I've seen this.
What do these do, and are they worth our money?
Yeah, these are really popular right now, and essentially what they do is they use electrical stimulation to stimulate the muscles of the face to basically tighten temporarily. And so if you use that, it can stimulate these tightening of the muscles, and you can get an actual visible change out of it that can last maybe a couple of hours. There's no science to show that this is long-term, but if you've got an event to go to and you want to get kind of a quick snatch up of your face and neck, then this could potentially help it.
I want to ask you, because people are talking about red light therapy and masks and wands. Is there any real science behind these products? Please talk to us.
Yeah, what do they do?
Yeah, there actually is. Now, there have been split face studies, not that you actually split somebody's face in half, but you actually treat half of the face with a sham light device and then the other half with the real red light therapy. And after 90 days or so of treatment, you can see an improvement in fine lines, wrinkles, skin hydration, and elasticity. So these are the real deal, and bang for your buck, it's actually pretty good.
Okay.
Good.
You can also
I can't believe that's real.
and you can go for Halloween as a transformer.
Okay.
Did you see that face?
that how a transformer talks or moves?
We don't know.
Okay, I think we do. There's several
More than
movies.
meets the eyes.
How do you? They're not that stiff.
All right, back to Dr.
Sorry,
Yoon.
Dr. Yoon. Something trending that's a little less high tech, and I've actually been starting to do this, the ice roller, because my influencer I watch is doing this. They claim to really reduce puffiness, especially for the eyes. Do the results last, or is it just for like that 10 minutes?
So Tori, this is definitely a temporary phenomenon. Now, there's some people, if you've got a lot of anxiety, there are people who actually will put their face in ice water, and that can actually help with anxiety. This is a little bit different. It's not quite for anxiety, but it is to reduce puffiness, and the cold temperature can do that. So it's okay. It's nothing life-changing. If you do have puffiness under the eyes, one simple way to do that that would help even more would be to take some green tea, get it nice and cold, dip some slices of potato into it, and put that over your eyes.
A little
Because now you've got antioxidants, you've got the starch that can be lightening, and you got the cold temperature.
See?
So the ice rolling can help some, but it's nothing that's going to be permanent. that's
And
for
we
sure.
all got some potatoes and green tea in the cupboard.
You can make fries.
Yeah, or latkes.
Or latkes.
It's
a Hanukkah miracle.
Love it. An influencer, Dr. Yoon, was recently blasted online after claiming she was able to reshape her nose just by taping it down before bed every night. Does this work?
So the answer is it definitely does not work. No, there's no way that taping your nose in any shape or fashion can actually change it. There are actually clips that you can buy, typically from Asia, where they actually clip your nose and people wear it for months on end. It will not do anything because the cartilage of your nose is not going to change shape just by pinching it. You have to do something surgical for a permanent change in the nose like that. It won't do anything. Now, we do know that if you put pressure on an area for a while, the soft tissue, the fat there, can gradually get thinner and eventually rebound back. If you look at Al, and he wears glasses, he may have like a little area on the side of his face where the glasses may have been pushing in, and that can create a little indent there.
Little indent.
But other than that, and that will go away eventually if you stop wearing glasses.
All right.
What do you think the top cosmetic work trends will be next year?
So, one of the things that we're probably going to see, there's something called an incisionless facelift, where you can remove skin from the face without making an incision. It's a device where you core out tiny little bits of skin at one time. Whoa. That's going to be making some news, I think, this next year. I think so many people are on Ozempic, so we're going to see these Ozempic facelifts and body lifts and all of that in so many people now. And I'm most excited about, though, is I have a new book called Younger for Life, and it's this concept of autojuvenation that I'm putting out there, and it's how to look younger by turning back the clock by using your body's own regenerative abilities. So no surgery, no injections. That, I think, is what I'm hoping is going to be huge in 2024.
Younger for Life.
You got to come on this show first.
Younger for Life.
Talk about it, please.
Yes, please. We love when you join us. DBL Nation, make sure to follow Dr. Yoon across social media at Tony Yoon MD, and keep an eye out for that book, Younger for Life by Dr. Yoon. Thanks again, Doc. We'll be right back.
Congrats on the book, man.
Thank you.
Welcome back. We all know that having a clean car can make you feel great, and we have some tips for you. So that's today's Auto Alert, sponsored by Oxcar Care. First up, invest in a car trash can to ensure you keep garbage off of your floor. Next, every time you get out of the car, get in the habit of taking one thing out with you. Lastly, organizers for your trunk and back seat can ensure that necessities have a place. Oxcar Care is dedicated to providing you with an amazing auto protection plan experience that works with your budget. If you're looking for better car care, give them a call at 1-800-219-1407. Before we go, Eddie Murphy is back as Axel Foley and Beverly Hills Cop 4, out next year on Netflix. Let's have a look.
Axel. So how many people have you so far?
I haven't anybody.
Yeah.
50-50.
50-50.
Is it that high?
So far.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, so here's a look from Eddie from the original film in '84 and in the new one. He looks, I think, super similar. Everyone else looks extremely old. But that's what happened.
No, they're juxtaposed Eddie Murphy. It looks like Eddie's taking care of himself.
He
But I was just
really
like looking
is.
at them in the car, and it's going to be really nostalgic for people. I think that's why these movies will always have a place.
I think so too. If you look in the camera, you look, as Erica said, a little like Eddie Murphy
You're
today.
giving Eddie Murphy vibes
You
today.
totally
okay.
are.
That's fab.
Let's start to get my bank account to give Eddie Murphy back. Now it's just Eddie Murphy, who's a guy that lives in Milwaukee. But I want to get to the Beverly Hills Eddie Murphy.
I love it. All right, well,
Milwaukee.
DBL is...
Shout out Milwaukee.
Shout out Milwaukee. DBL's new every day. We'll see you same time, same place Monday. Have a safe weekend, y'all.